Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you very much for your cooperation. Our formal ceremony will commence around 10:45 to 10:50. Please remain seated. Just some important announcements. We have been requested by the Office of His Excellency that no selfies, no camera pictures are allowed through the formal ceremony. We'd appreciate it if everyone remains seated as part of the protocol. You've been a great audience so far. Please continue to bear with us. We will start the formal ceremony in about 10 or 15 minutes. Thank you.
Requesting all to please be seated and keep the passages clear at all time. Videography and photography is prohibited unless and until you are hired for it. So please refrain from using your mobile phones.
Hello, hello. Check. One, hello. मनिंदर सर नहीं है? तो स्टेज पे अच्छा विशाल आनंद। मेरा उनसे बात हो तो मैं बोला देखे क्यों। हेलो हेलो चेक हेलो। Chalo, all the best. Yeah, I'll start and then the minute they come, good morning, please welcome His Excellency.
Yeah, so I start from here, good morning, right?
Then the governor reaches his seats.
Yeah.
Then I will say, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem. Bye bye. National anthem first. Vandana first. National anthem.
This is when he entering, right?
Ale sahib? Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for His Excellency. and His Lordship.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome our chief guest, His Excellency Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji, the Honorable Governor of Maharashtra, and guest of honor, His Lordship Shri DIPANKAR Datta ji, the Honorable Chief Justice of Bombay High Court, and his gracious wife, Mrs. Juma Datta. A very good morning to one and all. Our chief guest, His Excellency, Honorable Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji, Governor of Maharashtra, our guest of honor. His Lordship Shri DIPANKAR Datta ji, the Honorable Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, our most respected Chairman, Shri Mahendra Ghelani, esteemed guests, principals from other institutions, faculty members, and my dear students. A warm welcome to one and all.
अब हम भारतीय संस्कृति के अनुसार दीप प्रज्वलन से इस कार्यक्रम का शुभारंभ करेंगे. May I invite our chief guest for the inaugural lighting of the lamp and the Saraswati Vandana to mark the auspicious beginning of today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for His Excellency Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji, His Lordship Shri DIPANKAR Datta, and His gracious wife, Mrs. Juma Datta.
शंकर प्रकृतिभिः देवैः सदा पूजिता सा मात्पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजाड्यापहा.
Knowledge is self-illuminating. Our scriptures have often connected knowledge with light and enlightenment. The light of lamp denotes knowledge, which removes the darkness of ignorance. What better place to be enlightened than the temple of knowledge and seeking the blessings of the divine to light our lives with noble thoughts.
Having sought the blessings of the divine and the gurus, we will now take you through a short film of the Matushri Kanbai Lalbai Motibai institution.
It takes a lot of effort, determination, skill and precision to bring excellence to life. And because children are most precious of them all, we leave no stone unturned in carving them into the future of India.
It is more so important today that a girl child has to get herself educated, knowing the cultural changes which we are at the present moment seeing in the country. Girl has to be self-sufficient and self-reliant, and she can stand on her own feet in case of any eventualities which she has to face in the later part of her life.
Enlargement of the vision of a lady who was unfortunate enough not to have any formal educational background, but over a century ago thought of empowering and enlightening and endowing women with education so that they can be on their feet and move not only neck to neck with man but move ahead of man.
We are Kanbai VIDYADHAM, an educational institution that is dedicated to the upliftment and empowerment of women through specialized education. The institution's history dates back to 1906, when Matushri Kanbai commenced a girls' school at Kandavadi, Mumbai. From 6 students, then to 80 in 1948, the school had come a long way and it was renamed Matushri Kanbai Lalbai Balikagruh. The dedication of Ma Kanbai inspired the trustees to acquire a large plot in prime area of Juhu to build a proper educational institute.
Management course in Juhu area for girls, it's fantastic.
Our girls will get maximum education from high school and junior college, then college and all master degrees for developing their careers.
All the other graduation courses like BAF, BBI, BMS and BSc IT. And by the time I will graduate, other postgraduate courses are also being made available.
Today, the institute has evolved into Ma Kanbai VIDYADHAM or MKV, an educational institution for girls providing undergraduate programs and planning to offer postgraduate and other undergraduate qualifications in affiliation with various renowned universities in India and abroad. The VIDYADHAM offers various programs in management, polytechnic, commerce and economics, and arts. Every great institution leverages its capabilities through appropriate infrastructure.
This college provides facilities like library, computer lab with internet, well-ventilated classrooms.
The institution has full-fledged computer labs and library, which cater to information needs of the students, while the banquet hall is an ideal place for any occasion.
Today, we have a state-of-art computer lab and the facility of full-fledged library plus administrative offices, and entire infrastructure has been created by us.
At MKV, we have created an extensive infrastructure that proffers not just academic information but also empowers students with various skills and knowledge.
I'm staying in KLM Girls Hostel.
I am very lucky that I got the admission in this college in BMS.
I've been traveling far away from Jamshedpur to come over here to make my dream come true and make my parents proud.
Very happy to secure the admission in this college in the first batch for BSc IT.
I've come here for a bright future.
With such a meritorious background and a grand future, MKV is setting new benchmarks in women empowerment. Because any diamond can become a solitaire as long as the artisan knows which facets to ignore and which ones to accentuate. Ma Kanbai Vidyadham. Enlighten and empower.
The clip which you just saw was made about a decade ago. Much has changed thereafter in the world, in India, and even at Kanbai. Leave aside my beard. Today, we have grown into an institution which have right from the play school till the post-graduation courses running. In addition, we also have a hostel accommodating girls of all levels, numbering about 450. The play school, the junior college, the Bombay University affiliated degree college and the post-graduation courses have all been steadily progressing. About our upcoming projects, my colleagues will enlighten you and elaborate concerning the international school, the law college which is already there, the aviation college which has started. We have during this span added one more air-conditioned hall, smaller in size than the one in which you all are sitting, which can and is allowing the students to have their conferences, seminars, meetings, and even entertainment activities and so on. And we have also upgraded the Prarthana hall, dining area, and the rooms and other facilities also in the hostel. On the top of all these, we have been successful enough in building up a dynamic team of dedicated and sincere workers who contribute fully, honorarily, and without any expectations or even a post, with tan, man, and dhan. And that is the real secret of the progress and the success of this institution. We have the blessings from the Almighty and from all of you, including our donors, that keeps the institution going, and I am sure it will keep going forward on and on. Thank you.
The inauguration of Adhia College of Law is yet another milestone for our institution. Apart from already existing fields of commerce and economics, arts and College of Aviation, now with Adhia College of Law we have a grand platform which will provide much needed additional spectrum of educational possibilities to empower our youth and build an enlightened generation.
We have recently completed the Bhumi Pujan of our most ambitious project yet, the Kanbai Rugnath Lalji Universal School, which we will be launching soon. With this and many more future projects, our youth will spring aboard into modern world as fully prepared global citizens.
Good morning, friends. Thank you for gathering here to celebrate this great moment with the Adhia family. I grew up in this vibrant city of Mumbai, and it is an honor to support this noble cause in my hometown. It is our goal that the 3-year and a 5-year track at the Adhia College of Law will bring the best and the brightest of young minds to prepare them as the next generation advocates, solicitors, commissioners, and judges. It is my ambition that the graduates of Adhia College of Law will serve the community of the future with passion, creativity, innovation, and leadership skills that will surpass all expectations. Thank you, Chief Justice Datta and Governor KOSHYARI, for your gracious presence in inaugurating this path of success for young women all over. I wish all students and faculty the highest level of success as they pursue their educational and career aspirations. Thank you and namaste.
I now request our chairman, Shri Mahendra Ghelani, our trustees, Shri Jayanbhai Ghelani and Shri Janakbhai Thakkar, to escort our chief guest, the Honorable Governor of Maharashtra and the Honorable Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, to stage.
I now request Shri Mahendrabhai Ghelani, the Chairman and Managing Trustee, and my co-host Sonal Kashyap to felicitate our chief guest, His Excellency Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari Ji, the Honorable Governor of Maharashtra. I now request our dynamic and dedicated trustee, Shri Janak Thakkar, to present a shawl to His Excellency. I now call upon Mrs. Smita Thakkar to join our trustee, Shri Jayantbhai Ghelani, who is our active trustee and instrumental in bringing huge donations, to felicitate the Chief Guest of Honor, His Lordship, Shri DIPANKAR Datta, the Honorable Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court. I request our guiding star, Dr. Meenu Madlani, to present the shawl to His Lordship. Thank you, Chief Guest. We're truly honored to have you amongst us today. May I now request Shri Mahendrabhai Ghelani to deliver his welcome address and welcome and introduce our chief guests.
Hello everybody, Jai Shri Krishna. Pardon me if I read partly and also it may be partly repetitious. Hello and welcome to you all on this momentous day of Kanbai VIDYADHAM. We are meeting in the august presence of His Excellency, the Governor of Maharashtra, Shri Bhagat Singh Ji Koshyari, and His Lordship Mr. Justice DIPANKAR Datta, amongst other dignitaries. And to add this, we also have now the benefit and the pleasure of having Mrs. Juma Datta also with us. We need not go to Google to find out who our dignitaries are. By now, you all are familiar with His Excellency Koshyari Ji. He has been with us as the governor from the 5th of September 2019. He has a long and checkered career as a staunch RSS veteran who actively fought emergency and was imprisoned and even detained under MISA. He has served the state of Uttarakhand in various capacities, including as its chief minister. He has also served the country as a member of Rajya Sabha as well as elected member of Lok Sabha. Thus, amongst the unique features of the career of His Excellency, he has the distinction of being elected in both the houses of the state legislature and both houses of the national parliament, a unique feat for any parliamentarian in India. However, what interested us more in inviting Shri Koshyari ji and seek his blessings for this educational event has been his interest and contribution to the cause of education, which many of us in Maharashtra may not be fully aware. He himself has a master's degree. During his college days, he was a general secretary of the Students' Union. He also represented the Executive Council of Kumaon University for several years. Currently, he is the ex officio chancellor of our Mumbai University, as also of the recently formed several state cluster universities. He has also a successful career as a teacher and a journalist. He was a lecturer at Rajan Inter College. He also has founded a weekly and was a managing editor of the same. He has also published books and founded several schools in Uttarakhand. The achievements and contributions of Sri Koshyari ji, therefore, is not restricted to politics, but more so also in the various social fields, in particular in education. Even after years in politics, Sri Koshyari ji has remained steadfast in his dedication to education, and that is why we are very, very fortunate to have him here with all of us. We were in fact a little hesitant and concerned that for a small institution like this, a dignitary like His Excellency, will he be able to spare time and make himself available for this event? But kudos to his enthusiasm to promote the cause of education, more so for the women, that he is here with us. Look at the humbleness of the gentleman. When we went to invite, his first reaction was, अरे भाई साहब, ये आप एजुकेशन का है, लॉ कॉलेज का है, तो आप मुझे क्यों इनवाइट करते हो? आप हिज एक्सेलेंसी द चीफ जस्टिस को इनवाइट करो, उनके लिए ये सही ज़रूरत है. और हम वी जस्ट रिस्पॉन्डेड, ऐसे लोग हम भी ऐसा कोई कच्चा काम नहीं करते हैं. आपने बताया हमारे सर पे है, और हम आपको ही नहीं, अभी आपका नाम लेके हम चीफ जस्टिस साहब को भी इन्वॉल्व कर देंगे. उनको तो हमें बुलाना ही था. And thanks to that we are fortunate here to have His Lordship Mr. Justice DIPANKAR Datta, the Honorable Chief Justice of High Court of Bombay. I would say the illustrious, most coveted High Court in the country, though of course he is from Calcutta. In addition, when we went to invite Justice Dipankar Gupta, his humbleness also surpassed the humbleness of the dignitaries. And he first, of course, mentioned that after he has come to Bombay as the Chief Justice, he has not accepted any invitation to attend any public function, though, of course, being the position in which he is, he would get such invites day in and day out. After having known, of course, with regard to what our institution is, what we are pursuing, he was kind enough to accept our invite, and now here he is. And To add to it, we just casually learned from the conversation that Mrs. Uma Datta also is going to be here in Bombay. She came in yesterday only, and it is our pleasure that she has accepted our invitation to be here with us. I may also add that on the one hand is the pursuit of law, on the other hand it's the pursuit of art and culture. She has been an avid photographer, she has been a painter, and she has the cause of women at heart, which she has been pursuing. And the combination, therefore, is great for all of us today. I may also take a few moments of yours and tell you one or two interesting things, sir. When the lockdown because of the COVID pandemic was imposed in March 2020, the whole country came to a standstill. Maybe the substantial part of the world came to a standstill. The appointment of His Lordship as the Chief Justice of Bombay came in the last week of April 2020, if I mistake not. Calcutta, Bombay. He has to take charge here in Bombay, come from Calcutta, flights are closed. How does one do it? Look at the dedication of a person, the sincerity of a person, and I must say, we must all realize that it is such persons, such approach, such attitude that keeps all of us going, the whole country going, the system of judiciary going. His Lordship with Mrs. Datta travelled 2,000 miles from Calcutta to Bombay in car, taken 3 days to reach Bombay. With hardly any protocols are there, of course, facilities are there, but at the same time with the lockdown there were many bottlenecks. They still made it to Bombay, and it was His Excellency, the Governor, Shri KOSHYARI ji, who administered the oath of office to Shri DIPANKAR Datta. It doesn't end there. Then there is a reciprocation also. Shri KOSHYARI ji, after Shri Malik was transferred to Meghalaya from Goa as the governor, was appointed as having an additional charge as the governor of Goa. And as it is required, it is the Chief Justice who administers the oath to the governor. And it was at that stage that a reciprocation was done. And Justice DIPANKAR Datta administered oath to Governor KOSHYARI as the governor of Goa. So, we have the best of both. Now, a little about Justice Datta. Not that there is little, but the time permits little. He has been a second generation judge of the High Court. His father also had an illustrious career as a judge of the Calcutta High Court. Following the tradition of the family, he took up law and then thereafter started practicing. He had a thriving practice in the constitutional law, rates, labor, service, education, civil matters. But the thriving practice has its own lures in one part, but at the same time a family which has the spirit of service to the cause of administration of justice. He opted for accepting the judgeship and was appointed as the judge of the Calcutta High Court in 2006. I will not mention about his career as a judge throughout, or even while he has been here in Bombay as the Chief Justice of the High Court of Bombay. If I narrate the number of judgments and the orders that he has passed, more so concerning public interest, lives of common citizens and so on, the list is long. At this stage, you have already of course seen the short clips, one which we had prepared about 10 years back, and then in continuation of a little one to fill up the gap between that time it was made and now. But at the cost of repetition, I may just give you briefly the background of our institution, with which now most of you have become a little familiar. As was mentioned, in 1906, an illiterate widow with no formal education thought of empowering women, and the way she thought she can was education. Now imagine, over a century ago, this thought
Today, very well, everybody talks of equality of women, advancement of women, empowerment of women and so on, but for an illiterate person to think of it a century ago was really, really commendable. And she started, as was mentioned, in 2 rooms in a chawl. You have seen the picture of that chawl. Expanded, and now we are where we are. This was the property that was acquired in the year 1964 by our elders at that time, by voluntary contributions and so on. It is run by a registered public charitable trust. It is run as a charitable cause and not for commercial motives. We all know these days that, like in medical field, in educational field also, the commercialization has come in. Fees have skyrocketed, charges have skyrocketed. It becomes near impossible for parents with moderate income to give proper education to their children. I must say, Ashok Bhau Jadhav is one of the witnesses, that we have several of the slums and the areas where poor people live. Juhu, people have that concept and a belief, is a rich people's area. And where people will come in BMW and Mercedes and Audi and so on, the maid will sit outside and so on. That's the concept which one has for this Juhu area. I must say, with pride, that our institution is imparting school education to all those deprived students from the families by charging just a nominal fee of 10 rupees per month. Just imagine, as against 5 lakhs and 4 lakhs being charged by other institutions. We get comments also that you are creating a lower standard for your institution by getting these students from the slums and so on and so forth. And we have been countering them and telling them that if we don't do it and people don't do it, who will do it? We know what the state of the municipal schools and the state-run schools are. I don't want to say anything more. But that's the zeal and enthusiasm with which all our colleagues and donors and workers are working. And we stand committed to the cause of imparting education at the lowest cost possible. And I must say that we have association with some trusts also, where even this 10 rupees or whatever else that is being charged in colleges, in the hostel, they can't afford. Those trusts subsidize and pay them their fees. And which is how the institution has been running and growing, and we are getting blessings from all around. I may also mention about one more feature of the running of our institution, and I'll end there. We have a dedicated team of honorary workers. If they have a cup of tea here, they pay for it. The institution doesn't pay for it. That's the motto. All are doing seva with tan, man and dhan. And none of them clamor for post or work only if there is a post available. And they have all been working only with the sole intention of serving the cause of education. We all have heard Mr. Adhia giving his views. There seems to be a coincidence. It seems that the charity or the philanthropic motives comes maybe more spontaneously from people who come from a very modest beginning. Like Kanbai, even Adhia and his family were living at Thakurdwar in a chawl in 2 rooms. They migrated to USA, they have thrived, and he still cared and had a concern for the brethren here in India, and he donated the seeds for the Adhia College, which has now turned into a reality. Our institution has all the capital expenditure from the donors from Raghuvanshi Lohanas. But at the same time, the benefits of the running of the institution, the educational facilities, the impartation of the college education and everything is open to all without any restrictions of class, creed, religion, communities, etc., and it's for everybody. This is the reason why possibly we have the blessings of the Almighty, blessings of all of you, the dignitaries here, and our donors, that we are where we are, and we intend not to rest here, but to go further and further. And I'm sure next year around the same time, we will all be together here to have the inauguration of our international school, which will be ready by then. Thank you all. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Mahindra uncle. I've always known that nothing misses Mahindra Bhai's eyes, and he's just proved that with this little interesting piece of data. Your Lordship, Shri Datta, may I request you to please address us and bless us while we take this giant leap.
Shri Mahendra Gilani ji, Advocate, Solicitor and President of Adhia College of Law, Honorable Ministers, present and past, the esteemed members of the trust administering these several institutions that you have seen on the screen, Shri Dharmesh Mehta, Principal, Adhia College of Law, the teaching faculty and members of the non-teaching staff of the college, parents and students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I traveled down memory lane to 1984 when I joined the first year law program of the 5 years law course. I was indeed fortunate to be part of the first 5-year batch. And sometimes when I am congratulated for holding a record, I feel really proud. The record is that I was the first judge to be elevated from the 5 years law course in India. Why do I mention this fact? I mention it for all the students here. When I pursued the law course, it was more of fun rather than gaining knowledge. Being the first year of the 5-year law course, we hardly had any lecture sessions. If we had 2 lectures per day, we would think we are fortunate. So far as I am concerned, if anyone came to my college and looked for me, the person whom the inquiry was made would say, "Go to the common room, you will find DIPANKAR there." So that was my place. It really feels nice to be here amongst all of you, and I derive immense pleasure to be associated with the inaugural program. I'm indeed honored to be amongst this wonderful gathering with His Excellency the Governor as the chair. Sir, but for your request, I may not have been here today. Thank you so much. I've been told by Gilani ji that the students are very, very anxious and very happy to know that they are going to hear me. Incidentally, I may be the Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, but I relate with you. I'm also one of you, because for a judge, the entire life is like a student. You must know that as a judge, we are on a daily basis being enlightened with various interpretations of law by the learned advocates. So the first thing that you all must keep in mind, that there is no end to learning. Learning doesn't end with a law degree. You must evolve, you must empower yourself as you progress ahead in life. I must tell you that it is faith and imagination that allow us to traverse the highest mountains and to cross the most difficult paths. But before I attempt to tell you how to achieve it, I'd like to tell you about someone from ancient China. He is Confucius. Most of us may not have heard about him. For the less discerning and the uninitiated, Confucius believed in the inherent good of each individual, provided he learned the 3 virtues, that is, justice, knowledge, and integrity. He strongly believed that if you learn these three virtues, you could transform yourself from being ordinary human beings into extraordinary, phenomenal individuals, provided you endeavor to pursue a goal. As the story goes, a student came to Confucius and asked, "Sir, what is knowledge?" Confucius looked at him and then enigmatically replied, "What you know, you hold to serve, that is knowledge. What you don't know, you hold to learn, that is knowledge." My dear students, let's think about this for a moment. What Confucius told us thousands of years ago is why we entered universities and institutions of learning: to hold, to serve. True knowledge is really about serving others. We have to ask ourselves each and every day, what did we do with the knowledge that was imparted to us? Did we use it to better the lives of others? Or did we selfishly hold it to ourselves? That responsibility, the onus of that, lies on us. This all may sound a bit philosophical for you at this stage, but there is a practical manifestation of what I'm saying. You all need to be game changers. I would urge you to commit yourself that you will use the knowledge you gain while studying in this institution to be a process of change for others. That is very important. Let us look at the second part of Confucius' statement, that knowledge is about a constant process of learning. You may complete your studies one day, but this process of learning can never end, as I've just now said before. We must continue to use our knowledge to change the world that we are currently in. And that again must never stop. Other societies and cultures have learnt from our values and practiced them, and therefore progressed and prospered. However, we have stymied innovation, growth, development, and new ideas. You can change all that. You have a huge responsibility on your heads to question what your forefathers did, to learn from our heritage and to take it forward, and not to take anything as given. That is a role that you must play. We have to be seekers of knowledge in order to change the world that we live in. There is a huge link with development and freedom of choice and freedom of expression. I am sure you will carry this thought forward in your lives to come. Take your idea, take your imagination to greater heights. Never kill your imagination. Let it spark the direction that your lives take. Remember, education is not just the amount of information that is put into a student's brain, undigested, unrelated, and unassimilated. The very essence of education is the concentration of mind and not mere collection or collation of facts. As Swami Vivekananda said, education is the manifestation of the perfection already in men. The concept of education is that it should help the formation of character, expansion of intellect, and development of a positive view of life. It is this making of character which is the basic object of all education. I may quote our second president, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Knowledge is not something to be packed away in some corner of our brain, but is what enters into our being, colors our emotion, haunts our soul, and is as close to us as life itself. It is the overmastering power which, through the intellect, molds the whole personality, trains the emotions, and disciplines the will. The modern world is not easy for the young. There are many temptations, but few incentives. You may not have good role models around you. You may feel that no one understands or hears what you say. But surviving in adversity is a test of your personal strength. For every hurdle you encounter, devise a strategy to overcome it and you will succeed. Become the masters of your own fate. We control our own lives and therefore our own fates. Depend on no one. Do what is right. Be determined, be focused, and choose your own goals. Even if the whole world is against you, do what you believe is right and live by the principles. It sounds so easy to live by the principles. I know it is not easy to adhere to your principles and your values, no matter how difficult the circumstances are. You may lose your friends. Your own families may not understand you and may turn their backs on you. You may be ridiculed, insulted, rejected. You may not know if you will still have work the next day, but you will have the comfort of knowing that you live with integrity, with self-respect, and with courage. You know, Gilani ji said about my drive from Calcutta to Mumbai. I was given an opportunity to fly from Calcutta to Mumbai in a very small aircraft, and it would have taken hours. A distance which is normally covered in 2 hours would have taken me 8 to 10 hours. Now, I have a passion for driving. Together with that was the commitment to serve the institution for which I exist. So it was not only dedication, as he said, it was love for what you do. Try to mix it. If you mix dedication and love together, I am sure you will reach your goal. For the young students here, you know, I would like to tell you something which will remain in your mind. We are all using GPS now. So you will have this GPS in mind. And while I was addressing a batch of very junior lawyers, it suddenly came to my mind, I expressed my feelings. I do it now for you also. I believe most of you would be joining the profession. Please keep this GPS in mind. What does this G stand for? One G would be grit. The other G would be grounded. You must be grounded. You must feel the soil. Even if you reach a particular height, don't feel that you have achieved something, that you must disassociate yourself from the soil, mother soil. So grit and grounded would be standing for G. What would be P? P would be perseverance in what you do. And another P would be patience. Nothing comes immediately. You must be patient. Persevere and be patient, you will have whatever you desire in life. And what would S stand for? S would stand for sacrifice and service. That is most important. You need to sacrifice very many things that you may desire to have in life. After that sacrifice, be absolutely committed to serve the nation. Just think of the Jawans who are protecting our borders. In what difficult conditions they work. What are they doing? Service to the nation. Plunge yourself into the service of the nation. Remember this. To end this part of my speech, which is for the students, I would say realize your potential of what you can do in life. Because what you can do in life is only what you know. Make this country proud. Make your teachers proud. make your parents proud, and finally, make yourself proud. The opportunity is literally in your hands, and it's not in anyone else's hand. It's only for you to lose from here onwards, and the country to gain. Now to the other part of my speech, which is for the institution. Indeed, it is a momentous occasion. What you have been doing, sir, for the service of the people here, it's commendable. A model law school should be a mirror of the student's personality, wherein education should constitute the inner beauty. I feel Adhia College of Law would strive to identify and nurture innate talents and abilities in you as the students of law. Experimentation and creativity through interactive and scientifically developed activities, traditional values with modern knowledge and information, all-round development of the students without any discrimination or prejudices are the basic objectives of quality education. I am certain that these ideas form the core contents in educational pattern of the educational institution, and more particularly the law institution, which prepares the young generation to become leaders in legal careers they choose and to contribute positively towards self, family, society, nation, and the entire world. I am sure Adhia College of Law understands the need for effective communication and therefore will offer intensive coaching in both oral and written communication skills. This would help the students in expressing their ideas clearly and effectively. Other activities like group discussions, elocution, seminars, etc. are necessary to be conducted for developing the personality of the students. Guest lectures by eminent personalities, projects and workshops are necessary to be organized for the benefit of students with a tinge of innovation. Justice Felix Frankfurter, a very celebrated judge of the US Supreme Court, wrote, "In the last analysis, the law is what the lawyers are, and the law and lawyers are what the law schools make them." I am sure that Adhia College of Law would go a long way in boosting the tempo of development and help the students reach soaring heights of perfection, which would enable them to become a powerhouse of intellectual endeavor and knowledge engine of the world without compromising the qualities and human virtues of kindness, compassion, sympathy, and fellow feeling. While parting, I wish you all the very best with whatever you want to do in life. But as I said, please go ahead and do what you love. Do it with a crazy amount of passion and make India proud. Namaskar, Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you, Your Lordship, sir. True to your reputation, you have delivered a power-packed, balanced, and all-inclusive speech which provides guidance for the students, encouragement for the institution, and a hearty welcome to all our guests.
May I now request, May I now request Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji to address us.
कोई जरूरत नहीं। With due apology to all of you, as you all know that where even the 50% of audience understands Hindi, I always speak in Hindi. And so, you may not mind whenever I meet Justice Datta, he always speaks with me in Hindi. I generally request him to speak a few words in Bengali, but he speaks in Hindi only. So you won't mind if I speak in Hindi, because I नहीं, अगर अंग्रेजी बोलोगे तो वो भी बोलूँगा, सब थोड़ी है। MKLM मातुश्री कानुबाई द्वारा, कानुबाई है ना, स्थापित इस महान संस्थान में आज आदिया लॉ कॉलेज के इनॉग्रेशन के अवसर पर I really feel enlightened when you were speaking, Mr. Justice Datta. अपने बीच में बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट के चीफ जस्टिस आदरणीय दीपंकर दत्ता जी, हमारे चेयरमैन MKLM के श्री महेंद्र केलानी जी, आदिया जी, श्रीमती आदिया जी, जयंत केलानी जी, और यहाँ उपस्थित हमारे सभी सम्मानित अतिथिगण और मेरे नौजवान छात्र छात्राओं, सबसे पहले तो मैं आपको लॉ कॉलेज के आज इनॉग्रेशन के अवसर पर आप सबको मैं हृदय से हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूँ, शुभकामना देता हूँ। मेरा दुर्भाग्य है कि या सौभाग्य कि मैं कानून पढ़ा ही नहीं। और कानून इसलिए ज़्यादा नहीं जानता कि मेरे पिताजी गांव के थे, एकदम सीधे साधे, तो मैं थोड़ा पढ़ लिख के आगे बढ़ने लगा। तो आज से करीब 40 साल पहले अपने देहांत के समय मुझसे बोले, देखो कहीं कोई झगड़ा होगा संपत्ति ये वो, तो तुम कभी कोर्ट में मत जाना, छोड़ देना। अब इसलिए मेरा किसी वकील से मतलब भी नहीं पड़ा। अगर मेरे जैसे पिता सबके हो जाए तो बेचारे लड़के क्या करेंगे, जस्टिस क्या करेगा, दैट इज ऑल्सो प्रॉब्लम। तो अभी पुराने लोग जो थे वो सोचते थे कि झगड़ा फसाद नहीं करना चाहिए, कोर्टबाजी नहीं करनी चाहिए। अभी मैं जस्टिस दत्ता साहब से कह रहा था, कभी आप हिंदू स्वराज पढ़ो महात्मा गांधी का, और वकीलों के बारे में, एडवोकेट्स के बारे में क्या कहते हैं वो भी पढ़ो। वो मैं इसलिए कह रहा था कि हर एक चीज़ के दो एस्पेक्ट होते हैं। अब आप लोग कानून के छात्र हैं, आप कानून पढ़ेंगे, वकील बनेंगे, एडवोकेट्स बनेंगे, जजेस बनेंगे, और यदि भगवान ने फिर से आज़ादी का जैसा कालखंड दिया तो ऑलमोस्ट आई थिंक यू मे बी रिमेंबरिंग ड्यूरिंग दिस फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल मोस्ट ऑफ ऑल लीडर्स वर बैरिस्टर्स। गांधी जी हिमसेल्फ वॉज ए बैरिस्टर, वो भी बैरिस्टर थे। तो हो सकता है कि आप में से कुछ लोग, वैसे आजकल पॉलिटिक्स पसंद करते ही नहीं लोग, पॉलिटिशियन को पसंद भी नहीं करते, हाँ मतलब पड़ता तो जरूर उनके पास जाते हैं, ऐसा भी है। तो अच्छा करेंगे तो आप पॉलिटिक्स में भी जाएंगे, उसको भी अगर आप करेंगे तो और अच्छा रहेगा। मैं बहुत से वकील मेरे मित्र हैं, जब कभी कोई बात आती है तो वो क्रिमिनल केस जानते होंगे, टैक्सेशन जानते होंगे, वो सिविल केस जानते होंगे। मैं कहता हूँ भाई तुमने थोड़ा भारत का संविधान भी पढ़ा है, जिस संविधान ने ये सारी चीज़ें बना रखी हैं। तो विद ड्यू अपॉलॉजी टू जस्टिस दत्ता, बहुत से लोग संविधान की बहुत सारी चीज़ें हाईकोर्ट और सुप्रीम कोर्ट में बहुत जानते होंगे, पर लोअर स्टेज पर जानते ही नहीं है।
तो मुझे क्या कहना है जो आप विषय आपको बोल रहा हूँ कि आज हम सब, मैं बड़े लोगों को उपदेश नहीं दे रहा हूँ, बच्चे जो हमारे यहाँ हैं जो कानून पढ़ेंगे, LLB करेंगे, वकालत करेंगे, हम सबको हमारा अध्ययन का क्षेत्र बहुत बड़ा होना चाहिए। शायद साइंस के स्टूडेंट का, फिजिक्स के स्टूडेंट का, इवन हिस्ट्री के स्टूडेंट का क्षेत्र उतना बड़ा नहीं होगा जितना लॉ स्टूडेंट का है। लॉ इनकम्पासेस द होल वर्ल्ड, एनीथिंग इन द वर्ल्ड कैन कम इनटू द लॉ। कभी भी कुछ हो सकता है, किसी भी विषय पर हो सकता है। तो इसलिए जो हमारा अध्ययन है वो कितना होना चाहिए। अभी जस्टिस दत्ता कन्फ्यूशस को आपके सामने बोल रहे थे तो मुझे अपने कॉलेज दिन याद आ गए। ये विवेकानंद जी को याद कर रहे थे। व्हेन आई वाज स्टिल ए स्टूडेंट तो मुझे विवेकानंद को पढ़ने में बड़ा आनंद आता था। शेक्सपियर को पढ़ने से ज़्यादा विवेकानंद को पढ़ता था, है? और कोशिश करता था विवेकानंद कह रही तो आखिर कन्फ्यूशस, ताओ और सोक्रेटिस ने क्या कहा है उसको भी पढ़ना चाहिए। तो ये एक प्रकार का जिसको होलिस्टिक अप्रोच जहाँ से होती है, एक इंटीग्रेटेड जो चीज़ होती है, हम कैसे अध्ययन करें, क्योंकि आज का जो संसार है वो बहुत जटिल हो रहा है, एक कॉम्प्लिकेटेड संसार हो रहा है। यानी जो फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वार, सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वार जो हो चुका है, जो महाभारत में हो चुका है, रामायण में हो चुका है, ऐसा लगता है कि अगली दुनिया ये जो वर्तमान है ये उससे भी कहीं और कॉम्प्लिकेटेड होनी है। तो बहुत सी चीज़ें नई नई आनी हैं, तो उन चीज़ों को कैसे सुलझना, और उसके लिए हमारे जो एडवोकेट्स हैं, हमारे जो इवन जो जजेज हैं, शायद उनको इस दिशा में सोच करके हम कैसे नई से नई चीज़ें, जैसे आजकल प्राइम मिनिस्टर कहते हैं इनोवेशन, इनक्यूबेशन, माने ये यहाँ का फील्ड नहीं है आप लोगों का, पर इसमें भी वो है, इसमें भी ऐसे कई इनोवेशन की बातें, नई नई चीज़ें आ सकती हैं। अब आप कल्पना कर सकते हैं कि हमारे देश में आप सब वकील लोग बहुत बैठे होंगे, एडवोकेट्स यहाँ पर, हमारे जजेज और लोग हैं, यानी अंग्रेजों के ज़माने के जो कानून है वो अभी भी सब ऐसे चलते हैं। बदले, बहुत से बदल गए, लेकिन अभी भी ऐसा लगता है कि कितने कानून ऐसे जिनको बदलना जरूरी है। नाउ पॉलिटिशियंस हैव गॉट नो टाइम टू गो थ्रू इट एंड दे इवन डू नॉट नो इट। ये आप जो एडवोकेट बनने वाले हैं या ऑलरेडी एडवोकेट हैं, जो लीगल उसमें हैं, उन सबको चाहिए कि भाई हम क्यों नहीं दिशा में देखें। अब मेरे एक केस से पल्ला पड़ा, इनके यहाँ एक हिस्ट्री सीटर होता है। उस हिस्ट्री से, वो हिस्ट्री सीटर क्या है कि पुलिस का अफसर, एसपी, ये मेरे साथ मेरे पुलिस का अफसर है ना, ये है? वो अगर उसके खिलाफ किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया, पत्रकार ने, किसी सामाजिक व्यक्ति ने, नेता ने, अगर उसके खिलाफ अगर एक हिस्ट्री सीट में उसको लिख देगा तो लोगों ने बताया कि वो तभी जा सकता है या तो हाई कोर्ट करा। इज इट सो ना जस्टिस दत्ता, है? माने क्योंकि खिलाफ लिख दिया पुलिस कमिश्नर के, और पुलिस कमिश्नर ने खोल दिया कि ये तो हिस्ट्री सीटर बन गया है, उसकी कोई सुनवाई नहीं, कहीं कुछ नहीं, कोई पूछ, नो इंक्वायरी एट ऑल, है? तो मुझे पता लगा कि कैसे कानून इस देश में है। तो एक प्रकार से अभी इतनी संशोधन के, अमेंडमेंट के, करेक्शन के इतनी अधिक चीज़ें हैं। अब मुझे लगता है कि आप सब लोग जब कानून पढ़ोगे, जो आप पढ़ोगे वो तो आपका कोर्स में जो तो पढ़िए ही पढ़े, परंतु गो बियॉन्ड दैट, उसके आगे भी सोचे कि इसने ये कहा तो इसका क्या हो सकता है, व्हाट फर्दर कैन बी। हमारे जो आप एंसेंट उसको दत्ता बार बार बोल रहे थे, ट्रेडिशन को बोल रहे थे, तो हमारे एंसेंट उसमें सारा ज्ञान पढ़ाते थे लोग, ये पढ़ाते थे ऋषि लोग, और अंत में कहते थे नेति नेति नहीं, नॉट ओनली दिस, नॉट ओनली दिस, इससे आगे भी बहुत कुछ है, इससे आगे बहुत कुछ है। यानी देयर इज नो एंड ऑफ द नॉलेज, कोई अंत नहीं है, आप कितना सीख सकते हैं। और कानून का जो क्षेत्र है, इस कानून के क्षेत्र में मैंने कहा कि ये ऑल परवेडिंग है। इस प्रकार से ऑल पूरा सबको एक साथ देखने की चीज़ें हैं, उसमें हम कैसे आगे क्या कर सकते हैं, उसको कैसे पढ़ सकते हैं, उस चीज़ों को मुझे लगता है कि जो कॉलेज में आपको पढ़ाया जाएगा वो तो आप पढ़ेंगे ही पढ़ेंगे, जो कोर्स में होगा वो तो पढ़ेंगे ही, दैट यू हैव टू डू इट। परंतु हम उससे आगे क्या कर सकते हैं? जैसे बहुत बार क्या होता है कि मैंने देखा कि कुछ छात्र ऐसे होते हैं, टीचर पढ़ाता है, प्रोफेसर पढ़ाता है, लेकिन छात्र उससे कुछ चीज़ें ज़्यादा बोलता है और अध्यापक को बड़ी खुशी होती है। वो कहते बेटा बोल, बेटी बोल जरा, हाँ तेरे को क्या लगता है? वो जो अगली चीज़ बोलती है तो टीचर को बहुत अच्छा लगता है। तो इसलिए आज अभी जस्टिस दत्ता बोल रहे थे ना कि ये चीफ जस्टिस होते हैं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जस्टिस होते हैं, यदि कोई अच्छे वकील, लीडिंग वकील जब नए नए तर्क देते हैं, they also try to learn from them, वो भी उनसे सीखने की कोशिश करते हैं। और इसलिए मैंने देखा कि बहुत बार बहुत अच्छे वो एडवोकेट्स हैं, मैंने क्या बात है, तुमने क्यों नहीं कोशिश की कि जज बन जाओ, आप तो जज बनने लायक, आप तो इतने होशियार वकील हैं। अरे बोले नहीं, ये प्रोफेशन अच्छा है, यहाँ अपनी बात का पूरा कहने का मौका मिलता है, कुछ सीखने का मिलता है, कुछ और पढ़ो, कुछ और पढ़ो, कुछ सीखो। तो हमारे लिए हम कैसे अधिकतम सीख सकते हैं, कोई अंत नहीं है, ये पहले सीखना चाहिए। जैसे आपने भी बताया कि देयर शुड बी पैशन, तो लॉ शुड नॉट ओनली बी ए पैशन, आई एड अनदर वर्ड, लॉ शुड बी नॉट ओनली योर पैशन, इट शुड बी योर मिशन ऑल्सो। ये आपका मिशन भी होना चाहिए। और जब आपका ये मिशन होगा अपार्ट फ्रॉम पैशन, तो फिर आप उसके लिए डेडिकेटेड होंगे, डिवोटेड होंगे। और जब आप डेडिकेटेड और डिवोटेड होंगे तो फिर उसमें यू विल गेट द एक्सेलेंस, फिर आप उसमें एक अच्छी प्रतिभा प्राप्त कर पाएंगे, अनुपम सफलता प्राप्त कर पाएंगे। ये बहुत जरूरी है। और इसलिए हम जब कानून पढ़ें तो कोशिश करो, ट्राई हाउ कैन you express yourself better, not only in English, because nowadays in courts only English is prevalent, and even if somebody wants to speak there in Hindi, in Marathi, in Bengali, probably whether he is allowed or not, I don't know, because मेरा तो कोई पल्ला पड़ा नहीं है तुम्हारी जुडिशरी से, तो वहाँ सारे तर्क अंग्रेजी। क्या हम कोशिश कर सकते हैं क्या? हम आज देश की प्रधानमंत्री कहते हैं जी, बार बार कहते हैं मोदी जी कि हम देश का अमृत महोत्सव मना रहे हैं, 75वां वर्ष आज़ादी का मना रहे हैं, पर हम कितने लोग ऐसे जो हम अपनी बात को मराठी में, इंग्लिश में, मराठी में, हिंदी में, तमिल में, बंगाली में उतने ही अच्छे ढंग से बोल सकते हैं जितने अंग्रेजी में बोल सकते हैं। ऐसा नहीं है कि अभी हमारे गिलानी साहब बड़ी बढ़िया अंग्रेजी बोल रहे थे, मुझे लग रहा था कि शायद मैं भी इनके बराबर न बोल पाऊँ जब बोलने लगूँ तो, लेकिन हम अपनी बात को अपनी भाषा में कैसे कर सकते हैं? आज सर आप जर्मन जाए तो जर्मन में चलता है, चाइना जाए तो चाइनीज में चलते है, जापान में जाए जापान में, इंग्लिश यू हैव टू लर्न, एवरी आई आल्सो नो इंग्लिश, आई आल्सो रीड इंग्लिश, है ना। लेकिन हम क्या ऐसा कर सकते हैं? अभी नई एजुकेशन पॉलिसी आई है, उसमें हम रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस में प्राइमरी से पढ़ाए, ये स्ट्रेस किया गया है। क्यों किया गया है? मैं देखता हूं, मैं बहुत स्टडी करता हूं, मैं देखता हूं बच्चों को भी, बड़ों को भी, सयानों को भी, सबको देखता हूं। मैं देखता हूं कि जो प्योरली रेजिडेंशियल स्कूल में रहते हैं इंग्लिश मीडियम के, वो अपने वहां से 12वीं पास करके जब घर आते हैं तो दे हैव प्रॉब्लम टू स्पीक इन देयर मदर टंग। मदर टंग पढ़ने मुश्किल होती है, पर वो वहाँ से पढ़ के जरूर आते हैं क्योंकि देयर पेरेंट्स वर रिसोर्सफुल एंड दे कुड सेंड टू दोन एंड अदर ऑल सच स्कूल। देयर पेरेंट्स आर नॉट लाइक माइन और सम ऑफ और यू हियर, पढ़ के आते हैं, फिर कुछ बिजनेस में लगते हैं, कुछ सब IAS PCS तो होते ही नहीं है, तो कुछ इधर लगते हैं, कुछ उधर लगते हैं। तो जैसे मैंने पिछले 50 सालों में अंग्रेजी बोलने की कोशिश की है ना, वैसे वो भी 10 साल में अंग्रेजी बोलने लग जाते, फिर उनको अपनी मातृभाषा में भी कठिनाई होती है। तो इसीलिए कोशिश करिए कि आफ्टर ऑल, एंड पर्टिकुलरली सम आई थिंक दैट सम प्रोफेसर्स आर हियर एंड सम एडवोकेट्स आर हियर ऑल्सो, एंड दे शुड ट्राई हाउ वी कैन गिव इम्पोर्टेंस टू अवर ओन मदर टंग। कैसे दे सकते हैं? आप कुछ कोशिश करिए। तो अगर आप एक ऐसा काम करेंगे कि हम कोशिश करें, जो विशेष करके टीचर्स हैं, जो पढ़ाएंगे हमारे यहाँ लॉ के बच्चों को, अगर आप उनको बीच बीच में कुछ कुछ चीज़ें, सपोज द मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स आर महाराष्ट्रियन, क्या आप उनको कुछ चीज़ें मराठी में बोल सकते हैं क्या? अभी मैं आई टेल यू वन थिंग, मैं एक बहुत अच्छा यहाँ बड़े पूरा इंटरनेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी है, प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटी है, बहुत अच्छी रिनाउंड यूनिवर्सिटी है, 80 से अधिक कंट्रीज़ के लोग पढ़ते हैं, तो उनके जो संचालक हैं, तो all through you were speaking, and then when I stand up and I said that I won't speak in English, I will speak only Hindi. After what? I told him that you are Marathi and here are all the people. No, there are not foreign students here and all of concern Marathi. Why don't you speak in Marathi? Why don't you speak Marathi? Oh, then he spoke, oh no, the English is the lingua franca, is the universal language and all this and that. Then I asked one question to him. मैंने कहा, Mr. Pala, do you speak English in your family? Oh yeah. मैंने कहा, do you writing? Oh, I writing in English. Do you think English? Oh, I think in English. मैंने कहा, tell me one thing very frankly. You are my elder brother. You are older than me. At least some 6 or 7 years older than me. मैंने कहा, when you dream, do you dream in English or in Marathi? He said, oh sir, in Marathi. Then I just simply, because it may have no connection with all this profession or this inauguration meeting, but why I am stressing upon this? क्योंकि हमको क्या है कि हम ये कोशिश करें कि हमारा जो सामान्य व्यक्ति है, गांव का व्यक्ति है, वो आज उतनी अच्छी अंग्रेजी समझ नहीं सकता है। हमारा जो क्लाइंट है, आपका क्लाइंट जो आएगा, वो उतनी सब अच्छी अंग्रेजी जानते हो जितनी आप जानते हो जरूरी नहीं है। तो इसीलिए कहीं न कहीं हम कैसे इंटरप्रेट कानून को कर सकते हैं, और इसलिए हम अगर अपनी मातृभाषा में कानून की किताबें बनाना शुरू करें, लेट इट बी इन कोर्ट। कभी जब उनका सिस्टम बदलेगा तो बदलेगा, लेट इट सी इट, मे बी टीच मे टेक अंदर डिकेट एंड टू डिकेट ऑल्सो, मे बी मोर देन दैट। परंतु हम जो हमारा क्लाइंट है, जो हमारा सिटीजन है, कॉमन मैन है, वो कॉमन मैन हमारे कानून को ठीक समझे। जैसे हमारा संविधान है, आप सब जानते हैं कि संविधान का हिंदी भी बढ़िया अनुवाद है। मैं मराठी पढ़ रहा था संविधान का, वो भी मेरे समझ में आता है, बहुत अच्छा था। इसके माने जब मैंने हिंदी मराठी बढ़िया देखा तो और भी बहुत अच्छा अनुवाद होगा, ट्रांसलेशन होगा। तो हम क्या इन चीज़ों को कर सकते हैं? इन पर्टिकुलरली दोज आई हैव टोल्ड दैट हियर आर सम प्रिंसिपल्स, सम टीचर्स आल्सो, दैट आई एम रिक्वेस्टिंग यू दिस थिंग, है ना, कोई मैं आपका आदेश नहीं दे रहा हूँ, परंतु हम क्या कैसे हम इस चीज़ को देख सकते हैं, इस पर मेरा विचार है कि आप लोग विचार करेंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा। सेकेंडली, हम सब लोग जो छात्र हैं जब पढ़ेंगे तो जो आपका कोर्स है वो तो पढ़े ही पढ़िए। अब नए गवर्नमेंट ने नई एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में कहा है कि हम इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी इस प्रकार का हम अध्ययन कराएंगे। इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी मीन्स साइंस का लड़का ये अगर चाहे तो ये लॉ पढ़ सकता है, फिलोसॉफी पढ़ सकता है, उसके मार्क्स उसको अलग से मिलेंगे। लॉ ऐसे लॉ का लड़का साइंस पढ़ना चाहे, फिलोसफी पढ़ सकता है। तो हम अपने लॉ के जो स्टूडेंट्स है, पर्टिकुलरली लॉ स्टूडेंट्स, हम इंटरनेशनल लॉ पढ़ रहे होंगे, हम क्रिमिनल, सिविल, टैक्सेशन सब पढ़ रहे होंगे। अपार्ट फ्रॉम इट, हमारे देश का ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस कैसा था, क्या हमारा देश का जो न्याय शास्त्र है, जो तर्क शास्त्र है, क्या हम उसका इंग्लिश का अनुवाद पढ़ के न सही संस्कृत समझ में आती हो, उसके इंग्लिश ट्रांसलेशन सब जगह है, और हो सकता है हिंदी मराठी में भी ट्रांसलेशन होंगे, क्या हम उसको पढ़ सकते हैं? और उसको पढ़ करके मुझे पिछली बार फॉर्मर चीफ जस्टिस बोबड़े साहब मिले, बोले भाई मुझे तो नागपुर बुलाना आपको अपने कॉलेज में, और बोले आप भारतीय शास्त्र पढ़ते हैं, हमारे यहाँ न्याय शास्त्र पर आप कुछ बोलिए। तो अब ये माने ये वो यार चीफ जस्टिस ऑल इंडिया में क्या लॉ जानो, पर उनके मन में एक फीलिंग थी कि भाई हमारा भारत का भी न्याय शास्त्र है, आपने ट्रेडिशन और सब। तो हम अपने भारत के न्याय शास्त्र के बारे में, ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस के बारे में हम कुछ जानकारी रखें और उस जानकारी का उपयोग करें और दुनिया भी उसका उपयोग करें। भारत के ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस के बारे में एक बात बोलूंगा आपको मैं। हमारे यहाँ पहले राजा न्याय करता था। एक बार 2 महिलाएं लड़कर के आई, वुमेन, माताएं। उन्होंने कहा ये बच्चा मेरा है, दूसरे ने कहा ये बच्चा मेरा है, दोनों का झगड़ा हो गया। अब पता नहीं यहाँ पर हमारी जस्टिस दत्ता या और लोग बैठे क्या करते आप लोग, मैं नहीं जानता कैसे वो करते, क्योंकि मैं तो ये जानता नहीं। तो वो दोनों लड़ने लगे। अब उसने किताब पढ़ी नहीं पढ़ी कानून की, राजा ने, मैं नहीं जानता, उस राजा ने कहा अच्छा ऐसा करते हैं, इस बच्चे के 2 टुकड़े कर देते हैं, आधा एक को दे देते हैं, आधा दूसरे को दे देते हैं। उनमें से एक रो पड़ी, नहीं 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 नहीं, नो जस्टिस दत्ता, डोंट डू दैट, गिव द चाइल्ड टू दैट अदर लेडी, ये दूसरे को दे दो। उसने कहा, राजा ने कहा हाँ ये जो दूसरे को दे दो कह रही है, ये इसी का बच्चा है, इसी को दे दो। दिस इज इंडियन जस्टिस। और यही कहानी, पता नहीं आपने पढ़ी नहीं पढ़ी हो, यही कहानी जब आप वेस्ट एंड में जाते हो तो वहां जब 2 महिलाएं आती लड़ती हैं तो वहां का राजा क्या करता है, अच्छा इसको काट दो, एक इसको दे दो, उसको दे दो। वो दोनों ले जाकर के उन्होंने कहा इतना मेरे काम का ना तेरे काम का, बात खत्म हो गई। व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस? इसके माने जो ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस है, जो थिंकिंग है, जो जजमेंट का तरीका है, उसको हम कैसे कर सकते हैं। एक ऐसी चीज है जो हमको भारतीय आदर्शों से सीखना चाहिए, भारतीय ट्रेडिशन जो भी दत्ता बोल रहे थे उससे सीखना चाहिए। और कोशिश करिए, मैं आजकल बहुत रोता हूँ, सोचता हूँ कि मेरा स्टूडेंट लाइफ अच्छा था, ट्यूशन भी करता था, आरएसएस की शाखा में जाता था, रामकृष्ण मिशन जाता था, कॉलेज भी जाता था, उसके बाद भी सोक्रेटिस को भी पढ़ता था, कन्फ्यूशस को भी पढ़ता था, औरों को भी पढ़ता था। तो ये लाइफ ऐसे है बच्चों, आप सब लोग ट्राई टू रीड मैक्सिमम। अपना कैसे हम सीख सकते हैं ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस के कौन कौन क्या तरह के, अब तो इंटरनेशनल साइबर आ रहा है, कितनी चीज़ें आ रही हैं, लेटेस्ट चीज़ें कैसे आ रहे हैं, उनसे अपडेटेड कैसे हो सकते हैं, दुनिया में उनके कैसे चल रहे हैं। कभी कभी कितना अच्छा लगता है आपको पता है, जब जस्टिस भंडारी इंटरनेशनल उसमें पहुंच जाते हैं कोर्ट में, कितना अच्छा लगता है हमारा जस्टिस वहाँ पहुँच गया। तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप लोग भी कभी वहाँ पहुँचें और कभी आप लोगों में से वहाँ जा कर के, अब हमारे यहाँ का आजकल वो हरी सालवे ने तो वहाँ इंग्लैंड से ही यहाँ के फटफट हमारा भी केस लड़ता है, किसी का भी केस लड़ता है। तो आप लोगों में से कुछ लोग जो है केवल बॉम्बे ही नहीं, केवल औरंगाबाद ही नहीं, केवल नागपुर ही नहीं, तो आप लोगों में भी कभी जरा इंग्लैंड जा कर के वहाँ के भी राजाओं के भी केस करें, महारानी के भी केस करें, थोड़ा हम जैसे गरीबों के भी करें। तो मुझे लगा कि यस, कि आप वास्तव में ये आडिया कॉलेज के आप लोग स्टूडेंट हैं, तो एक प्रकार का हमारे इनको महेंद्र जी को, इन सब लोगों को जहाँ गर्व होगा। तो इसलिए हम कैसे ऐसे एक अच्छे से अच्छा काम कर सकते हैं, ऊंचा नाम कर सकते हैं, उस लिहाज से अगर आप पढ़ेंगे तो मुझे लगता है कि आप एक यू कैन क्रिएट न्यू हिस्ट्री, एक नया इतिहास आप बना सकेंगे। मुझे लगता है कि मैंने कुछ ज़्यादा बोला, लेकिन ज़रूर आप सब लोग एक नया संकल्प लेकर के जाएंगे। ये कॉलेज शुरू हो रहा है क्योंकि आज इसको हम नई ऊंचाइयों पर ले जाएंगे। अभी वो बालिक ग्राउंड और उसकी बात कर रहे थे ना, तो हम अभी यहाँ ग्राउंड से पूरे टॉप तक ले जाएंगे और टॉप में सीढ़ी ले जाएंगे, पैर ग्राउंड में रखेंगे। ठीक है कि नहीं? तो ऐसे हम लोग आगे बढ़ेंगे और अच्छा करेंगे। मेरी बहुत बहुत शुभकामना संस्था को भी, और विशेष करके यहाँ के जो छात्र हैं जो आगे भी आएंगे, उन सब के लिए मेरी बहुत बहुत शुभकामना। धन्यवाद।
हेलो हेलो, मैं 1 मिनट ले। हेलो, आई जस्ट टेक 1 मिनट फ्रॉम व्हाट श्री कोश्यारी जी ने बताया। उन्होंने एक बहुत सेंसिटिव बात कही और बहुत सोचने लायक बात कही, और उसके बारे में हमारा और हमारी संस्था का मैं अनुभव आप सबके सामने रखता हूँ। रीजनल लैंग्वेज, मदर टंग, पीपल से यू थिंक बेस्ट इन योर मदर टंग, और जो कोश्यारी जी ने बताया वो बड़ी अनुभव की बात है और बड़ी इम्पॉर्टेंट बात है कि द फोकस ऑन मदर टंग इज रिड्यूसिंग।
with the result we see lots of other problems. मैं कोश्यारी जी आपको हमारा अनुभव बताऊं. हम लोगों ने स्टार्ट जो की थी वो गुजराती मीडियम स्कूल थी, क्योंकि ये गुजराती समाज ने इसको बढ़ाया था. एक समय था जब कच्छ, गुजरात, अलग अलग जगह से हमारे वहाँ 800 लड़कियाँ गुजराती स्कूल में पढ़ती थी. हम लोगों ने भी ठान के रखी थी कि गुजराती पढ़ाते रहेंगे, अगर हम नहीं पढ़ाएंगे आस्ते आस्ते बंद होता जाएगा तो फिर गुजराती लुप्त हो जाएगी, बाकी मदर टंग भी वैसे ही लुप्त हो जाएगी. वो सेंटिमेंट्स और इमोशंस में हमने काफ़ी खींचा, आज भी खींच रहे हैं. आज भी हमारे पास गुजराती मीडियम स्कूल है, पर परिस्थिति यह है कि कोई पेरेंट्स को अभी गुजराती स्कूल में किसी को भेजना नहीं है. 800 में से अभी 160 स्टूडेंट्स हमारे पास है. वी आर स्ट्रगलिंग टू गेट स्टूडेंट्स. दूसरा, स्टूडेंट्स के अलावा फैकल्टीज, अच्छे प्रोफेसर, टीचर्स नहीं मिलते हैं, क्योंकि उनको भी लुक्रेटिव एरियाज दूसरे हैं, तो ये इनको यहाँ पर गुजराती पढ़ाने में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. अभी एक ही क्लैन है जो गुजराती में आके पढ़ना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि उसके मार्क्स ज़्यादा मिलते हैं तो उनकी एवरेज अच्छी हो जाती है. नॉट आउट ऑफ लव एंड अफेक्शन फॉर मदर टंग. ये प्रैक्टिकल डिफिकल्टी हम फेस कर रहे हैं, और हम अभी तक तो रास्ता नहीं सोच पाए हैं, देख पाए हैं कि इसका हल क्यों निकाले. मामला फिर भी संगीन है और उसका सोल्यूशन कुछ निकालना चाहिए, और हम लोग उसके ऊपर सोच कर रहे हैं, पर ये हमारी प्रैक्टिकल डिफिकल्टीज है, आपके सामने रखता था. धन्यवाद.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Please accept our deepest gratitude for making yourself available to us and encouraging us. May I invite Shri Jayant Bhai and Shri Janak Bhai for a photograph with our guests of honor. Jayant Bhai and Janak Bhai, please.
Photograph. Just one photograph. Ladies and gentlemen, may we have a round of applause for our guests of honor, please. Due to time constraints and other commitments, our honorable guests will be taking leave as we continue the remainder of the program. May I request all to rise up and present a round of applause and show our gratitude to the distinguished guests of honor for making time for us and making themselves available for us for such noble causes. May I request all to please be seated now. While we wait for our trustees to return, may I now invite on stage Shri Manoj Bhai Kotak,
The second part of the event will be starting very soon. So it's a humble request to everyone to please be inside the venue and start settling down. We'll be starting our second part very, very soon. Thank you so much. कार्यक्रम का दूसरा भाग जल्दी शुरू होगा, इसलिए आप लोगों से विनंती है कि कृपया अपनी जगह में बैठे रहिए. We will be starting very soon. Thank you so much.
May I request all to be please seated for the second part of our program.
We'll be starting our second. It is a humble request to everyone to please settle down. आप लोगों से विनंती है कि कृपया अपनी जगह में प्लीज विराजमान होइए. इवेंट का दूसरा भाग हम अभी शुरू करेंगे. थैंक यू सो मच.
गया. May I please invite our trustees, Shri Mahendrabhai Gelani, Shri Jayantbhai Gelani, Shri Janakbhai Thakkar, and our guest speakers, Shri Satishbhai Vitlani, Shri Kunalbhai Vajani, and Principal Dharmesh Mehta, please, on stage. બધાને બેસી જવાની વિનંતી, please. Can everyone please be seated? Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I invite Shri Satishbhai Vitlani and Shri Kunalbhai Vajani on stage, please. Shri Kunalbhai Vajani, I request your presence on stage, please. Right here.
It is a humble request to everyone to please settle down. We are starting our second session. सभी लोगों से विनती है कृपया अपनी जगहों में विराजमान होइए. हम दूसरा सेशन जल्द ही शुरू कर रहे हैं. Thank you so much.
Shri Mahendra Bhai Ghelani and Shri Janak Bhai Thakkar, I invite you on stage, please. Thank you all for your patience. We now commence the second part of our program. I'd like to invite on the dais guest speaker, Shri Satish Bhai Vitlani, who is not only an astute and very successful businessman, but a visionary leader in our Lohana community. Satish Bhai is currently the president of Sri Lohana Mahaparishad, which is the apex body of approximately 7 lakh families, which include approximately 35 lakh members worldwide. Welcome, Satish Bhai, and thank you for gracing this event. May I request Shri Devendra Bhai to bring the memento on stage, please. Satish Bhai, may I request you to please come up on the dais and address this gathering with your blessings.
ઘણી આદત જૂની પડી ગઈ છે મહેન્દ્રભાઈ. શરૂઆત કરીએ જય જલારામ, જય મહાપરિષદ, જય રઘુવંશ. બરોબર છે ને? એબ્સોલ્યુટલી. મહાપરિષદ એટલા માટે મહેન્દ્રભાઈ કારણ કે આપણા गुजराती में अभी बहुत कोश्यारी साहब बोल के गए कि सब आप लोग गुजराती भूल गए हैं, तो हमने सोचा कि गुजराती में कंटिन्यू करे करके. मैं अभी हमारे धीरूभाई को पूछ रहा था, मैंने धीरूभाई गुजराती में कंटिन्यू करेंगे? बोलते हाँ करो बोलता है. ऑनरेबल श्री महेंद्रभाई मारा वडील है. महेंद्रभाई एक पोतानी जातमां ज एक स्कूल है. महेंद्रभाई, to speak to Mahendrabhai, sometimes, I always think, twice, why? ઘણી સંસ્થાઓ સાથે જોડાયેલા, પણ સાથે સાથે he is a lawyer, he is a solicitor, and a very, very renowned and a very successful lawyer. But Bhargavbhai, let me tell you, in spite of all this, લગભગ ઓછામાં ઓછી લગભગ મને એમની પાસેનું આખું લિસ્ટ નથી પણ લગભગ ઓછામાં ઓછી 20-25 સંસ્થાઓમાં જોડાયેલા છે. ભાઈ ઓછી બોલી ગયો તો તમે માફ કરજો. એની અંદર વડીલની અંદર 25 સંસ્થાઓની અંદર જોડાયા હશે. એની અંદર નહીં અઢિયા કોલેજને તો આગળ વધારી છે એની અંદર, પણ અઢિયા કોલેજ આગળ શેને લીધે વધી ગઈ છે એનું બેકગ્રાઉન્ડ બાંધી રહ્યો છું એની અંદર. કારણ કે સી ફાઇનલી જગ્યા હોય, ખેતી હોય તમારી પાસે ભાર્ગવભાઈ, પણ ઉજ્જડ થઈ ગઈ હોય એની અંદર. અને ખેતી જે છે એ કન્ટિન્યુઅસ અને જે છે ને તમારે પ્લાવ કરો તો એમાં જુદા જુદા જે છે ને તમે જે છે ને લણી શકો. ધીસ ઇઝ ધ સિચ્યુએશન એની અંદર. ને આ આપણે ખેતીની જગ્યામાં બેઠા છે અને એનો શ્રેય મહેન્દ્રભાઈ, જયંતભાઈ અને જનકભાઈને તો ખરો જ, એની તો સાથે સાથે બધા ટ્રસ્ટીઓને, અને એની પાછળ અમારા મીનાબેનનો, કારણ કે મીનાબેને ઘણા ટોલરેટ કર્યા હોય એની અંદર, કારણ કે આટલો બધો શક્તિ અને સામર્થ્ય હોય એની પાછળ હોય. લેટ મી કમ ટુ ધ સ્ટ્રેટ પોઈન્ટ. કે છે આપણાની અંદર કે વિદ્યાદાન એ શ્રેષ્ઠ દાન છે, તેમાં પણ શિક્ષિત કન્યા તો બેકુળને ઉજાળે. આ વાત આપણી જ્ઞાતિના શ્રેષ્ઠીઓમાં મનમાં ઘૂમરાતી હંમેશા રહી છે. સર हमारा ये पर्टिकुलर जो ये है, यू नो whom I represent, I am the president of श्री लोहाना महापरिषद. This is a good structure. मुझे नहीं लगता है कि कोई भी कम्युनिटी में होगा. अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 7 लाख फैमिली अभी है, लेकिन दिस स्टार्टेड इन 1904 और बाद में 1910 में शेप लिया, उसको बोलते हैं लोहाना परिषद. देन इट स्लोड डाउन इन 1935 बिकॉज सब स्वतंत्र सेनानी अपनी स्वातंत्र की और चले गए. 1952 में हमारा अधिवेशन हुआ एंड ऑनवर्ड्स अप टू 2022, मतलब मैं आई एम द 14th प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ श्री लोहाना महापरिषद. ये 100 साल के ऊपर के जितने भी हमारे समाज के अंदर जो हमारे जो वडील आए, दे हैव ऑलवेज गिवन प्रायोरिटी टू एजुकेशन. गर्ल्स एम्पावरमेंट एंड गर्ल्स एजुकेशन वॉज द प्रायोरिटी. एम आई राइट महेंद्र भाई? एंड दैट इज वाई वी आर ऑल हियर टुडे. जे काळमां कन्याओ माटे शिक्षणनी सगवडो नहीवत हती. यू हैव सीन this thing that hardly it started from 5 to 7 rooms to all these big campus now. અને બાલિકાઓને ઉચ્ચ અભ્યાસ કરવાની જરૂર નથી એવી માન્યતા હતી, because they were not educated, the girls were not empowered, the girls were not educated. At that time, Ma Kanbai thought of education, and all salute to her. Can we have a big round of applause for Ma Kanbai? Already हम लोग ने देखा that we started at Sipiting with few rooms, and now here we are seeing this development. સતત વીતતો ગયો સમય, સતત વીતતો ગયો. કન્યા કેળવણી અંગે જાગૃતિ વધતી ગઈ અને કાંદાવાડી સ્થિત બાલિકાગૃહનું નાનું પડવા લાગ્યું. એટલે 1956ના વર્ષમાં કાનબાઈ, લાલબાઈ, મોતીબાઈ કન્યાશાળા અને બાલિકાગૃહને વિલેપાર્લે ખાતે જૂ વિસ્તારમાં વિકસાવવાનો નિર્ણય લીધો. બહુ અલ્પસંખ્યાની બાલિકાઓ સાથે શરૂ કરાયેલ આ કન્યાશાળા અને બાલિકાગૃહ આજે એક વટવૃક્ષ બની ગયું છે. તેનો સંપૂર્ણ યશ શ્રી મહેન્દ્રભાઈ ગેલાણીના અધ્યક્ષ પદે કાર્ય કરતા સમસ્ત ટ્રસ્ટ મંડળના સભ્યોને જાય છે. આજે બાલિકાગૃહમાં રહી અને 400થી વધારે રઘુવંશી કન્યાઓ ઉચ્ચ અભ્યાસ કરી રહી છે. They are all from different parts of India, and all are looking to come, to come and stay here, come and study here, and they are all from different parts of India. રઘુવંશી સમાજની કન્યાઓ સાથે સાથે અન્ય સમાજની કન્યાઓને પણ વિવિધ ક્ષેત્રમાં ઉચ્ચ શિક્ષણ પ્રાપ્ત થાય તેવા ઉમદા હેતુથી ટ્રસ્ટ મંડળના સભ્યોએ ખૂબ મહેનત અને સંપૂર્ણ નિષ્ઠાથી વિવિધ સંકુલોનું નિર્માણ કર્યું છે. ટેકનોલોજી અને વિવિધ ક્ષેત્રમાં વિકસિત અનેક પ્રકારની તકનો લાભ આ સંકુલમાં અભ્યાસ કરતી કન્યાઓને પ્રાપ્ત થાય છે તેવા ઉમદા હેતુથી આજે અહીં લો કોલેજનું આયોજન કરવામાં આવ્યું છે. આના પહેલાં ઇન્ટરનેશનલ સ્કૂલના નિર્માણ માટે ભૂમિપૂજન કરવામાં આવ્યું. જસ્ટ ફ્યુ ડેઝ અગો ઇન્ટરનેશનલ સ્કૂલનું બી અહીં આગળ ભૂમિપૂજન થયું. જ્ઞાતિના અનેક દાનવીર શ્રેષ્ઠીઓના સહયોગથી આજે સંકુલમાં ગર્લ્સ હોસ્ટેલ, ડિગ્રી કોલેજ, એવિએશન કોલેજ અને હવે આ લો કોલેજ કાર્યરત છે. વિદ્યાદાનના આ મહાયજ્ઞ કાર્યમાં તન, મન અને ધનથી જોડાયેલા સર્વ પરિવારજનોને ખૂબ ખૂબ અભિનંદન. દીર્ઘદ્રષ્ટિ અને કન્યાઓના ઉજ્જવળ ભવિષ્ય માટે સમર્પિત શ્રી મહેન્દ્રભાઈ ઘેરાણી અને તેમની સમસ્ત ટીમને વિશ્વભરના લુહાણા સમાજ વતી માતૃ સંસ્થા શ્રી લુહાણા મહાપરિષદ તરફથી આજના અવસરે ખૂબ ખૂબ અભિનંદન. મહેન્દ્રભાઈ ઘેરાણીનું શ્રી મહેન્દ્રભાઈ ઘેરાણી તેમજ સમસ્ત ટ્રસ્ટગણનું મહાપરિષદ એક નાનો મોમેન્ટો આપી અને એમનું એક બહુમાન કરવા ઈચ્છે છે. એની અંદર લેટ મી હેવ એન ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટી મહેન્દ્રભાઈ ટુ ડુ સો. Vasanthbhai, please come. Vasanthbhai, out, please. Jitubhai Thakkar, please come. How?
આ મોમેન્ટો વાંચી જાઉં છું જે સતીશભાઈ વિઠલાણી દઈ રહ્યા છે મહેન્દ્રભાઈના. શ્રી લુહાણા મહાપરિષદ સન્માનપત્ર માતૃશ્રી કાનબાઈ લાલબાઈ મોતીબાઈ કન્યા બાલિકાગૃહ જુનિયર કોલેજ. માનનીય શ્રી મહેન્દ્રભાઈ ગેલાણી અને સમસ્ત ટ્રસ્ટ મંડળના સભ્યો, ઉઠો, જાગૃત થાઓ અને આપનું શ્રેય પ્રાપ્ત ન થાય ત્યાં સુધી અટકતા નહીં. કઠોર ખૂબ નસીબનો આ મંત્ર એ સ્વામી વિવેકાનંદે જીવનમાં અપનાવ્યો હતો. આપ સૌને પણ આપણે આપણા જીવનમાં સૂત્ર આત્મસાત કર્યું છે, જેની સાબિતી રૂપે ખૂબ નાના સ્તરે શરૂ કરેલ માતૃશ્રી કાનબાઈ લાલબાઈ મોતીબાઈ કન્યા શાળા અને બાલિકા ગૃહ આજે એક વર્ચસ્વ બની ગયું છે. આ સર્વનો શ્રેય શ્રી મહેન્દ્રભાઈ ઘેરાણીના નેતૃત્વ હેઠળના સમસ્ત ટ્રસ્ટ મંડળના સભ્યોની કાર્યનિષ્ઠા અને કર્તવ્ય પરાયણને જાય છે. હાથમાં લીધેલું કાર્ય પૂર્ણ થાય નહીં ત્યાં સુધી સતત જાગૃતિપૂર્વક કાર્ય કરીને ધ્યેય પૂર્તિ કરવી તેવી આપ સૌની વિચારધારાને ખૂબ ખૂબ અભિનંદન અને અનુકરણીય પાત્ર છે. આ વિદ્યાધામ ઇન્ટરનેશનલ સ્કૂલ માટે ભૂમિપૂજન કરવામાં આવ્યું હતું. આજે આ સંકુલમાં અઢિયા લો કોલેજ શરૂ થઈ રહી છે. આમ નાના પાયે શરૂ કરવામાં આવેલ માતૃશ્રી કાનબાઈ લાલબાઈ અને મોતીબાઈ કન્યા શાળા અને બાલિકા ગૃહ આજે એક વિશાળ વિદ્યાધામ બની ગયું છે. આ સમાજલક્ષી અદ્ભુત સિદ્ધિ માટે આપ સર્વને માતૃ સંસ્થા શ્રી લુહાણા મહાપરિષદ વતી ખૂબ ખૂબ અભિનંદન. જય જલારામ, જય રઘુવંશ, જય મહાપરિષદ. સતીશભાઈ વિઠલાણી, પ્રમુખ શ્રી લુહાણા મહાપરિષદ, 13 માર્ચ 2022, મુંબઈ. રશ્મિબેનને સ્ટેજ પર આવવા વિનંતી.
पोर्टेबल तैयार है
Thank you, Satish Bhai, for a wonderful speech and great encouragement to our institution for the work that we're doing. Our next speaker, Shri Kunal Bhai Bajani, is the head of chambers of Black Robe Chambers. Kunal Bhai is a leading dispute resolution practitioner and holds the distinction of being the court member of India of the ICC International Court of Arbitration. Kunal Bhai has received his master's from the Harvard Law School. We are delighted to welcome you today, sir.
Thank you, Hansal Bhai, for your kind introduction. Like Satish Bhai mentioned, we have an institution within an institution, and that is none other than Shri Mahendra Bhai Gelani. When I received a phone call from Mahendra Bhai, as I fondly call him, I was not able to decline this invitation at all. It is, I must tell you, momentous for me as well, that when I walked out of the law school in the year 2003, I had taken a decision that I will not attend any law college function as a guest, save and except go and give lectures on a particular subject of law. And that is what I have done for all these years. Over the last 20 years, the only thing that I have done is delivered lectures on subjects of law. But when the Bhishma Pitama of your community calls you and says, this is the time that you come and address the students on the motto and theme that he directed me to speak on, the essence of legal education, the essence of a robust legal education. In 1927, Felix Frankfurter wrote, in the last analysis, the law is what the lawyers are, and the law and lawyers are what the law schools make them. Simply put, law school or a college is a one which transforms, like His Excellency Honorable Governor and His Lordship Chief Justice Datta said, a layman to a lawman. In fact, I sort of thought that His Excellency read my mind, because that's what I had written in my speech, that our freedom movement, the prominent freedom fighters, included Dadabhai Naroji, Surendranath Banerjee, Madan Mohan Malviya, Motilal Nehru were all lawyers by profession. They were practicing lawyers. The eminent lawyers used their legal knowledge to save many nationalists and revolutionaries from the clutches of the British. Our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, our first President and the Chairman of the Constituent Assembly, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, our first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Governor General, Shri C. Raj Gopalachari, and Chairman of the Drafting Committee and the Constituent Assembly, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, were all eminent lawyers. Perhaps it is the understanding of law and its relation to the society that prompted the founding fathers to devote their energy required to evolve our constitution of unprecedented magnitude, both in scope and in length. An advocate is an integral part for the administration of justice. From the ancient times, the legal obligation of the advocates to conduct the case of a poor client without reward, when so required by the court, has been recognized not only in our country, but in other countries. And this is a very important lesson each of the law students must learn from day one. You have chosen the path and journey of a noble profession. Goddess Lakshmi is not your aim. To ensure justice for poor and marginalized sections of the society, an advocate is required to provide them legal assistance even when they are not in a position to either adequately pay for the services or pay at all. Legal profession has to ensure that the rule of law is maintained and preserved. Each of us today breathe fresh air is because there is rule of law maintained. Democracy is our heart and soul. We have resolved to secure all citizens social, economic, political, liberty and equality. All of these are inalienable facets of our Constitution of India and cannot be amended by even the Parliament. Legal profession has to take the lead by learning lessons from our freedom fighters, constitution makers, parliamentarians and others belonging to the legal profession like Mahendrabhai, who have built the nation and its institution brick by brick. All their efforts and sacrifices will go waste if the legal profession does not take the lead, which I am sure it will, even from the young blood that will come out of the Adhia College of Law. What is needed is genuine efforts which shall never go for waste. High legal culture is the foundation of a democratic society and an expression of maturity of the legal system. It is a tool that actively influences the various lives of processes in the society, promotes integration, and strengthens the integrity. Legal education focuses on the level of legal consciousness. It is that consciousness of an individual to understand the most general legal principles and norms that meets the interests of man, society, and the state. The formation of legal consciousness depends in many respects on the legal education. The critical question is what law schools and colleges can do to educate future lawyers that legal practice cannot do. And this is a word of caution to my young friends sitting behind. Don't take Chief Justice Datta as your example. Sitting in the common room achieves nothing. It is something which I have practiced. I also sat in a common room and I am where I am. But that's not the example that you must don your legal education from. First and foremost, what you must learn is to think like a lawyer. As any lawyer, you will tell this is critical. The practical of law demands rigorous, self-critical, creative, and empathetic mindset. A discipline in general, the legal education does this brilliantly. And I am sure under the aegis of the able principal sitting on the dais, Adhia College of Law will be able to bring about this discipline amongst all of you. Second, legal education exposes would-be lawyers to a wide range of legal subjects: procedure, contracts, torts, criminal law, evidence, constitutional law, corporate law, property law, and the list can go on and on. These two are essential to be an intelligent lawyer, a good lawyer. Third part of the legal education presents the future lawyers, judges, and public officials with a broad array of perspectives that will enhance their work, ranging from economics to legal philosophy to an understanding of empirical and social science data. And fourth, legal education offers supervised, rigorous, disciplined opportunity to learn practical legal skills through clinics, externships, and trial practice and negotiation courses taught by individuals who are committed to teaching. This is far superior way for young lawyers to gain their skills than by doing scut work for attorneys who are often too busy to teach them. Mahendrabhai, our offices always had article clerks, and we gave them scut work. Each of us are products of that scut work. But I would put in a real word of advice that when you have the visionaries like these institutions bringing about absolutely state-of-art institutions like Adhia College of Law, it is the law classroom that you should be in and not amidst the attorneys. Finally, legal education provides students with opportunities to work on journals, in moot court competitions, and in broad range of law school organizations that are designed to enrich the education of future lawyers. Their terms of writing, their advocacy skills, and their exposure to diverse political and cultural perspectives. I am confident that the entire team at the Adhia College of Law, under the aegis of Mahendrabhai, as well as the able trustees and the managing committee members of Ma Kanbai Vidyadham, will ensure that the next generation of the legal profession, nurtured by them at the Adhia College of Law, become a beacon of light for our society and polity, and also provide a helping hand to the poor and needy. With these words, I express deep gratitude for being invited on this momentous occasion and wish the institution all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, Kunal Bhai, for your encouraging words. May I invite Piyush Bhai to hand over a memento to Kunal Bhai, please. May I invite Senior Principal and Member of May I invite Senior Principal and Member of Bar Council, Mr. Nambiar, to say a few words.
Good afternoon. My elder brother Mahendrabhai Gilani ji, other dignitaries on stage, my sister Minu Madlani ji, and respectable audience. गवर्नर साहब ने कहा है भारत की जोड़ने वाला एक ही भाषा है, वो हिंदी है। मैं आपको हिंदी में बोलना चाहता हूँ कि इतने बड़े मान्य लोग ने इधर बोला है, उससे ज़्यादा मेरे पास कुछ बोलने का है ही नहीं है। मेरा स्टूडेंट्स है जो नया एडमिशन नया कॉलेज में लिया है, ये लोग पहली बैच है, पायलट बैच है। उनका नाम, ये स्टूडेंट्स का नाम, ये लॉ कॉलेज जब तक है इनका नाम लिया जाएगा। दे आर द पायलट बैच। उनका ये कॉलेज का हिस्ट्री में ये पहले बैच का नाम हमेशा लिया जाएगा। और महेंद्र भाई गिलानी जी ने और उनके जो ट्रस्टी लोग ने ये कॉलेज शुरू करने के लिए बहुत से बड़ा त्याग करना पड़ा, बहुत से मुश्किल सामना करना पड़ा है। उन्होंने लास्ट में अपना जीत हासिल कर दिया है। अभी इसके आगे भी ये कॉलेज आगे बढ़ाने में मैं एक साधारण आदमी है, मेरे तरफ से जो मदद लगेगा मैं आपको वादा करता हूँ। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Thank you, Mr. Nambiar. May I now invite Principal of Law College, Mr. Dharmesh Mehta, to say a few words.
I feel very proud to be a founder principal because of my Guru Nambiar sir and Mahendra sir, under whom I worked some few days, and Minu madam. I give assurance to the trustee board and managing committee that whatever the suggestion given by the Chief Justice sir and our KOSHYARI ji, I will try to achieve that level. And in my opening lecture in my class, also I said that to make the citizen life colorful, you have to become a black and white. So that you have to keep in mind, my student, and they have turned today. Sunday is a day for the colorful day, but still today they are in the black and white. So now their life is turning to the black and white. I inspired to be in the education field. I was also about to start practice 10 years before I got an option. And there was a good quotation by the jurist that law is an instrument of a social transformation. And because while reading and learning the law, you will see this is unjust, this law is not good, this to be changed. But as an advocate, you cannot change because you only have to plead and you have to see that your client is get the justice. But I choose this second option of education field so that at least we can turn back the good citizen into the lawyers and they will turn into the society. So that is why this law, which is an instrument to the science, this social transformation that has to be done. And as a learned friend has said, that law, supremacy of law is a law, there is a rule of law, that's a supremacy of law is there. So everybody comes under the law. Today we have seen all three organ of government, judiciary, the Chief Justice was there, executive, the member of parliament was there, and we have a legislator and executive, the KOSHYARI sir is there. So these three makes the pillar of our nation. And you all are, all my students, you all are going to become the third main pillar, that is a judiciary. So I welcome everyone and I feel very proud to be a in-charge principal in this college and I try my best to serve. Thank you very much.
Inviting Dhruv Bhinde on behalf of the students.
A very good afternoon to our honorable guests, honorable principal, respected teachers and students. It gives me a great privilege to welcome our honorable guest, His Excellence Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji, Governor of Maharashtra and Honorable Chief Justice of Bombay High Court, Shri DIPANKAR DATTA sir, and the guests present here for this grand inaugural function of our Adhia College of Law and to be a part of our MKLM family. Today, We also would like to mention the presence of our first batch that will graduate in next 3 to 5 years from this institution respectively. I am sure that we are going to go down in the history of this college for being the first batch and the starting point to the great things that this college will achieve in future, to all the teachers and professors to continue to strive and to lay down the foundation of this college and taking the lectures and encouraging us to do lot more things beyond the scope of academics, and we are really grateful to have your presence here. The rule of law permeates the entire fabric of Constitution, and it's a basic feature without saying so. The necessary element of rule of law is that the law not must be an arbitrary or irrational, and it must be satisfy the test of reason. The concept of rule of law would lose its vitality if instrumentalists of the state are not charged with the duty of discharging their function in a fair and just manner. In a system governed by the rule of law, there is nothing like absolute or unbridled power exercisable at the whims and fancies of or repositories of power, but power exercised only along well-recognized and sound juristic principles with a view to promoting fairness, including transparency and aiding equity. An advocate is an integral part of the administration of justice. He is an officer of justice and a friend of the court. The critical position enjoyed by the lawyer advocate in fact imposes a responsibility upon him to ensure that justice is made available. Members of these professions are expected to uphold the tradition of the profession and serve the society with sincerity and honesty. Today, we'll feel extremely fortunate to be the part of this fraternity, which is one of the strongest pillars of our Indian society and which has served and will continue to serve this nation and protect the rights of citizens so fiercely right from the day India gained independence to today. Judiciary has continued to protect us no matter what. There is an institution in this country which people can rely upon and to protect the rights granted to them under the Constitution of India, that is its judiciary. On the solemn of this inauguration day, may I appeal to our young legal brethren to appreciate the importance of legal hearing, the best legal innovative skills to prove themselves to ever-growing legal challenges, and I once again thank the organizers for inviting me to this occasion. With all this, let us on this day rededicate ourselves to serve the society, particularly the poor and the disadvantaged one, and to ensure equal justice to all and to take all the steps to provide speedy and inexpensive justice. Thank you so much.
Dear students, please give a special round of applause for one of your very own, Dhruv Binde.
May I invite Trustee Janakbhai Thakkar to say a few words, please.
It's my great pleasure and warm welcome to all esteemed speakers, our guests, and the students on this auspicious occasion. Like Nambiar sir said, earlier speaker has said, संक्षिप्त में सब बताया हमारी कानबाई के बारे में. But the one thing, I think Rashmi Ben, Jyoti Ben, Nimish Bhai, Vijay Bhai will agree that we as a community are blessed to have a guidance, extremely visionary, experienced leaders like our own Shri Mahendra Bhai Gilani and Shri Jain Bhai Gilani, who have been our guides and friends, and we have always led by example. Satish Bhai, you will definitely agree with me that They are our guiding lights. There are so many things that I want to say, but all are repeated, so I will repeat a few things out of that. We all know where Matushri Kanbai was and what is today. This is all because of the great efforts of our Vadils, Matushri and so on, all. I'm very happy to work under all this. A part of the already existing option of the education from preschool to post-graduation school, Matushri, Kanbai, Lalbai and Motibai has completed the Bhumi Pujan of the Kanbai Rugnath Lalji Universal School. We have tied up with the renowned Universal Group School of this IB school, and the project is in the advanced stage. Very soon, like Mahendra Bhai is expecting by within 2 years or so, very soon, we will assemble here again for the inauguration of the school function. Our mission with the school is to build motivation, nurturing and creative institution while bringing out the best academic and the social skills to our students. Our constant efforts to empower our students to be a leader of tomorrow. We are thank you so much. You all are supported us, and please support us. And thank you very much all. You spare your valuable time and be with us. Thank you.
May I now invite Mrs. Lily Bhushan, Principal of KES College, to say a few words.
Good afternoon. I really feel honored and privileged to be invited here to say a few words. Being in this, first of all, a warm greetings to all the dignitaries on the stage here. Talking about myself, I have been in this education field for the last 3 decades, and my management, the Kandivali Education Society, has given me an opportunity to prove myself. Just a few sentences to dear students who are stepping into or who have already stepped into this Adhia College of Law. Being a student is the best part of your life. Try to make the most of these golden years. You are lucky to be in Adhia College of Law, for I see the management here, the Kanbai Law College management, very progressive, very modern, and it is up to you to exploit the facilities, the ambience, the atmosphere, the facility and faculty provided to you. A college is not only made of bricks and stones, and in modern digital language, it is the hardware as well as the software which is important in an institution's building. With these few words, I wish you all the best. You are lucky to be in Adhia College of Law. Thank you.
May I invite Dr. Shweta Vadwani, Principal of KES Law College.
Very good afternoon to all the dignitaries on the dais. Our President of Kandivali Education Society, Sri Satish Dattani sir, our management office bearers of Kandivali Education Society, who has given me this opportunity today. Whoever I am today is because of the office bearers who have always encouraged us, not only on the professional front, but also on the personal front. Now to speak a few words towards the students, or to give them a tip of advice. I think today the students don't need a tip of advice, but you should take the best out of the infrastructure facilities that you have, best out of the experiences of the faculties who are there in your institute, and no matter what, may it be a defeat or may it be a success, you should always keep exploring and participate in whatever activities, whether intra, whether inter, and I think you are the best person who can make it out, and all the best for the future endeavors. Thank you.
Madam Principal and Mrs. Lily Bhushan, I just want to tell one thing, that we have a special affiliation with KES. We take them as our elder brother, in addition to Satish Bhai Dattani. And I have taken inspiration for Adhia College also from Mrs. Bhushan and Ms. Padwani. In fact, it's been in my mind, and I'll be sitting with you. We've got persons like Mukesh Vashi here, and there were other friends from the bar. And it's been in my mind that we'll collaborate with each other. We have a good facility, not that you don't have, you also have it, of course. We will have the guest lecturers of practicing lawyers periodically, maybe every fortnight, every month, and students from KS and students from here can be together, they can interact, there'll be a larger number who can educate. And I was just talking to Mukesh, that the real education which the students will get is not so much from the classes, but from the experienced lawyers who can impart them what are the practicalities in life and in the legal profession. So I'm sure we'll look forward to have that association, and all your students and our students can interact together, and we'll chalk out a program. Mr. Mehta also has been informed of that to coordinate with you, and I'm sure without asking you, I've taken it for granted that your cooperation is there. Thank you. Satish Bhai, barabar che? Thank you.
May I now invite Mr. Bhargav Bhai Patel to say a few words to us.
હું આપને ગુજરાતીમાં સંબોધીશ. ડાયસ પર બેઠેલા બધા માનવંતા મહેમાનો, એક આજે બહુ જ ઉમદા કામ લો કોલેજના ઉદ્ઘાટનનું થયું છે. અમે પણ 5 લો કોલેજ ચલાવીએ છીએ, એટલે મહેન્દ્રભાઈ આપને ક્યારેય પણ અમારી જરૂર હોય તો વિના સંકોચ કહેજો, અમે બી આપને મદદ કરવા તૈયાર થઈશું. આપે અહીં સૌ પધાર્યા એક ઉત્કૃષ્ટ કાર્ય માટે, એ બદલ આપ સૌનો આભારી. મુકેશ વસીને હું જોઉં છું, મારો ક્લાસમેટ છે અને બહુ જ ઉમદા વકીલ છે, એનો બી અહીંયાથી અભિવાદન કરું છું. થેન્ક યુ.
Inviting Mr. Ashok Bhau Jadhav to say a few words, please.
सबसे पहले तो मैं महेंद्र भाई गिलानी जी का अभिनंदन करता हूं कि एक बढ़िया काम उन्होंने समाज के लिए भी किया, क्योंकि कन्या हॉस्टल जब से था तब से मैं इनके टच में हूं, और बिल्डिंग बनाने से लेके डिग्री कॉलेज तक का जो भी काम है इन्होंने बहुत मेहनत किया. मेरा थोड़ा सा उसमें हाथ बाहर रहेगा, लेकिन जो महेंद्र भाई गिलानी ने जो मेहनत की है उसका नतीजा ये आज जो हॉल है, ये बहुत बड़ी सोच है, और आज भी उन्होंने आगे का प्लानिंग करके रखा है. तो एक खुद के लिए जीना और एक समाज के लिए जीना, इसमें बहुत फर्क होता है. क्योंकि वो हॉस्टल का भी मैंने देखा, जब जब कुछ काम लगता था मुझे बुलाते थे, और बच्ची लोग मुझे मामा जी बोल के नाम से फेमस था मैं उनके बीच में बच्चियों के. तो गांव-गांव से मैंने जब इंक्वायरी की तो ऐसे खेड़े गांव से लड़कियां थी कि जिनके माँ बाप उनको कभी पढ़ाते कि नहीं पढ़ाते पता नहीं, लेकिन ये ट्रस्ट ने उनको उनका लाइफ दिया है. लाइफ मीन्स एक लड़की पढ़ ली और किसी शादी करके किसके घर में गई तो पूरा परिवार डेवलप होता है, और सही में एक बहुत अच्छी सोच है। अगर ऐसी ही सोच हिंदुस्तान में हर जगह रहेगी तो मैं दिल से कहूँगा कि एक अच्छा आशीर्वाद 1906 में, मतलब जब सोच नहीं थी लोगों की और जो लेडी पढ़ी नहीं थी, लेकिन उसको खुद को थोड़ा महसूस हो रहा था कि मैं तो नहीं पढ़ी लेकिन दूसरी लड़कियों को पढ़ना चाहिए, और वो सोच रख के 1906 में अगर यहाँ वो जो काम किया गया है, जो ओपनिंग की गई है, तो वो सोच भी बहुत, मतलब आज उसका जो वटवृक्ष आपको दिख रहा है वो उनकी सोच थी, और आज आप लोग जो सोच रहे हैं वो भी इतना बढ़िया और अच्छा रहेगा। क्योंकि आज लड़कियों को बहुत से जगह पे मैंने देखा हूं कि मैट्रिक तक पढ़ लिया, 12 तक पढ़ लिया तो घर में बिठा देते हैं, लेकिन आप लोगों ने उनके लिए स्पेशल कॉलेज, डिग्री कॉलेज और कोर्सेस, एक्स्ट्रा कोर्सेस रखे हैं। तो मैं आपका तहे दिल से अभिनंदन करता हूं और अब मुझे बुलाया इसलिए धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र।
Thanking all the dignitaries who are present here. Due to paucity of time, we cannot have everyone on stage. I now invite Jayant Gilani for the vote of thanks.
I think this mic is good enough. On behalf of the management, principal, student, I extend hearty vote of thanks to our chief guest, His Excellency Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji, the Honorable Governor of Maharashtra, and our guest of honor, Lordship Shri Dipendra Datta, the Honorable Chief Justice of Bombay High Court, both of whom have been kind enough to spare time for their busiest schedule to grace this occasion. Today, we had an opportunity to hear their thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us and enhance our academic empowerment. My gratitude to all the speakers for gracing this occasion and sharing their views today. They are of tremendous source of encouragement to us at Kanbai VIDYADHAM. We have been fortunate to have support and cooperation from our active and performing leader, Shri MP Gopal Shetty, Shri Manoj Kotak, MLA Shri Yogesh Sagar, prominent educationalist of SVKM, Mr. Shri Arvind Bhai, Amrish Patel, and Bhargav Bhai Patel, who is representing him today here. Ex-MLA and social worker Shri Ashok Bhai Jadhav, and all other dignitaries as well-wishers who have readily extended their blessings. Our expression of gratitude will be incomplete if we do not make mention of our principal donor, Shri Adhia, who is sitting in USA, through helping out same cause of education and made Adhia College a cause of law a reality and made our collective dream come true after considerable efforts. A special mention of our chairman, Shri Mahendra Gilani, for being the catalyst of that stimulated us to do our best and standing pillar and of strength and immense of. I am immensely thankful for his guidance and support. I also extend thanks to all the trustees and members of the governing body and team of volunteers for their enormous cooperation organizing this academic event. I also thank Shri Hansal Thakkar and Sonal Kashyap for their effortless towards anchoring today's program. Our sincere gratitude to all our esteemed guests and well-wishers for your rock-solid support system and encouragement. Thank you so much for your attending event. I thank Shri Satish Bhai Dattani of Lohana Majan for his presence here and blessing this occasion. Kachi Lohana Majan, Sri Vasantbhai Manek, अशोक भाव जादव तो हमारे घर के ही है, तो उसका always thankful to you. SVKM trustee Bhargav bhai, special thanks to you. Amrish bhai आज आए नहीं है, but then we also appreciate his blessings. Kandivali Education Society के all the office bearers and committee members and even the principal, and Shri Rajesh Mehta, coordinator of BJP in Juhu. An event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels starts rolling weeks ago. Require planning and bird's eye for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by the team of very productive and dedicated staff of our institute who are well versed with this job. With deep sense of appreciation, we thank Yogesh Bhai of Utsav Caterers for his team and his hospitality. I would also like to thank the people who worked behind the scene to make this event happen. Our technical arrangement team, stage setting and lighting arrangements, and housekeeping staff as well. Last but not the least, thank you each one of you to make this inauguration function of MKLM Adhia College of Law as successful for all of us. We value you and your stay here with gracing this occasion. Thank you very, very much. Thanks.
Thank you, Jayant Uncle. You are indeed one of our silent giants who have given all your effort, time and wisdom to this institution. May I now invite Mrs. Usha Tanna, Ms. Jyoti Ruparil and Mrs. Kalpana Vitlani on stage on behalf of Shri Hitesh Bhai Adhia to accept a memento at the hands of Shri Mahendra Bhai Gelani. Thank you all for being such a wonderful audience and gracing us with your presence and blessing this auspicious event. We now end our ceremony and invite you all to join us for lunch downstairs in the dining hall. Thank you so much.
देवेंद्र भाई बोलो एक
May I ask the students to please wait for a group photo on the stage. All the students, please wait for a group photo on stage. હમણાં આપણો છે. હા હા. मैंने अभी हाँ We are serving lunch down at the dining hall. May I request all to join us, please, downstairs in the dining hall?
Hello.
Hello. As repeatedly mentioned and requested, all of you, please, it will be a disservice to yourselves if you don't enjoy the delightful lunch that Yogesh Bhai has very meticulously, with love and affection prepared. It's a treat to have this treat, the preparation of Yogesh Bhai. And please do join all of us for the lunch. Thank you. हेलो जिमुलिया साहब, वसंत भाई प्लीज ऊपर आओ. जिमुलिया साहब प्लीज ऊपर आओ. हाँ अभी जाओ ना. सतीश भाई निकली.